Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, 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 hey. Afternoon, evening, everyone. Welcome to Melanated in Business on this beautiful,
Hello.
beautiful Thursday. We'd like to welcome you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for taking the time to spend it with us this evening as we celebrate yet another beautiful Black business in our community. It is me, just Josie.
And me, Tawanda with the T.
And we are Melanated in Business. So we come today to bring you our special spotlight, which is Brian Clark of On Demand Courier and Logistics. So we took it to a whole nother field. We entered into a whole nother segment, um, and just exposing his journey and his vision and his purpose as he, dwells into the logistics in his field and talking to us. So we appreciate him taking his time, and he will be with us momentarily. Anything you want to say to the people before we start our interview, Tawanda?
Yes, let's see. So as we get started, there are a couple of things that I want to point out to everyone. And one is, have you voted? Did you get your ballots in, your absentee ballots in? You want to be sure to vote for your local primaries, your local state and county primaries. These candidates are your lawmakers. Let's get them voted and get the ones that you want in office in. Um, did you know that Black-owned businesses accounted for about 28% of all business in Washington, D.C., which has the highest rate in the nation? And second was Georgia with 20% of the businesses.
Georgia as a whole or Atlanta?
Georgia as a whole. But New York has the most Black-owned firms at 204,093. But that's only 10% of the businesses in the state.
Okay, but that's still big. That's a
Mm-hmm.
big deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we are in the numbers. We are definitely rising. We are taking over. We are, using our power and our education, our experience, our knowledge to generate, generational income and leave our legacies. It's a journey and it's a process and it's not easy. So I commend everyone who has decided to take this journey to be an entrepreneur, to be a small business owner, you know what I mean, to
Right.
step out and do what's not considered the norm, you know what I mean. It
Mm-hmm.
seems easy because naturally, if you are an entrepreneur or a small business owner, you surround yourself with people who are like-minded, but you have to realize there are so many people who are just workers, you know what I mean, who
Right.
so and who want to step out and have that, um you know uh what's the word I'm thinking of? Brain freeze, Josie, brain freeze. That strength. That's not the word I was looking for, but we're gonna roll with that. That strength, you know what I mean, to be an individual and just really jump out there and take this journey. So that is part of the reason why we celebrate you guys. We celebrate,
Yes.
melanated businesses because it is a gift. It is a blessing. It's a great thing to, indulge in and to have. So we thank you, we commend you, and as often as we have this platform, we will continue to add you to it, to spotlight you from nation to nation. If you know someone that who has a business and you would like to spotlight them, by all means, please contact us directly, email us. You can email me at justjosie, that's JUSTJOCI, at Melanated in Business, or Tawanda, do you have Tawanda with the T or is it just Tawanda?
Tawanda.
Tawanda at Melanated in Business, and share that information. We welcome everybody from all calibers, from all levels on their journey, because it's a process. We don't only just interview successful businesses, we interview starting businesses, we interview mid-level businesses, and it doesn't matter what your business or your brand or your field is. We want to spotlight that to let other people know, hey, we're not just limited to clothing lines, we're not just limited to hair and makeup. You know what I mean? We are out here and we are making a difference, and we are, jumping into all of these different fields and letting our presence be known. So again, I thank you all for tuning in. We have Brian who has joined us. What up?
What's going on? What's going on?
How you
Hi,
doing
welcome.
today?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
You're looking fabulous in your fresh button down collar shirt. Is that a collar shirt? Oh, that's a hoodie.
That's a hoodie. Yeah, I got on the hoodie.
Okay, I see you. So you having a wonderful day?
Yes, I am. I am having a
Good,
blessed.
good. So we are going to jump in, introduce you to the people. Again, I said we have Brian Clark of On Demand, Courier in Logistics, but that is not the only thing that he does. This is a serial entrepreneur. This is a man with vision and purpose. So just tell us who Brian Clark is. Give us your story. Who are you? What do you represent? What do you stand for?
Oh, well, I'm Brian Clark, from a small city called Griffin, Georgia. I was born in Virginia. I have two kids. One is in Alabama and one is here in the States in Georgia. I have several different companies. I have On Demand Courier and Logistics, as people might know as ODCL. I have World Global Management Group that helps people do the LLCs, help them do branding, marketing for their business, help them get clientele, contract services, trademarks. I also have a CEO youth program teaching kids how to become entrepreneurs. I have United Global Care. It's for people that have been through disasters, might be lost their homes, anything like that. We step in and help out. So that's the rundown of Brian Clark.
So you're a serial entrepreneur.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so tell us about on-demand courier and logistics. What all do you haul for small businesses? Is it large businesses? Is it anybody or?
The on-demand logistics for anybody that needs some delivery service. We there. We do general freight. We do government stuff where we deliver to the government and separate their stuff through their buildings to the airport, to Delta. We have a contract with Delta where we do things with them, doing courier service for them. So it's for anybody that need a service. On Demand Courier and Logistics is there. That's why it's called On Demand, because we the same day delivery service. So you go and buy something, you can't get it home, we come out right then and there and get it to you as soon as possible.
Okay. So your On Demand Logistics, right? Logistics company. What prompted you to create this business?
It started out when it was before my son was born, and I felt like for some reason I couldn't make it with a 9-to-5. So I was like, let me do something I like. So I like the trucks. But what I did was I started out my car delivering medications to nursing homes, hospitals, doctor offices. So it went from there. It was like, you know what? I can do this on a full-time basis. I don't have nobody over my shoulder. I don't have nobody sweating me about being here, being there. So I was like, maybe I could do something a little bit more. So I went from there and just like branched out into the whole courier field.
Okay. So, and then your World Global, or just each business that you have, what prompted you to go into that? What prompted you to want to start that? Like, what was your motivation?
World Global Management Group was built off of when I first went into business. I didn't do none of the stuff that I need to do. I didn't do none of the legal stuff that I need to do, like the LLCs, the EINs, the Dun and Bradstreet number, just different things that I didn't do. So as I learned and went into business, I was doing business up under somebody else's name, and they came back and sued me for doing business up under their name. So what I taught myself is that, this is the documentation that you need to run a successful business. So I was like, well, now what I do is I'll teach other people the same thing, or I do the paperwork for them so they won't have to go through the same thing that I went through. So in order to save money and not have to worry about spending more money out by doing business in an illegal way, let's teach them how to do business in a legit way. So that's what
Which helps.
yes, ma'am.
That is like, that's the part that people don't understand about business, is that
Right.
you have to have your back end intact.
Intact, right.
You man, because you'll do all that leg work and have all the talent in the world.
Right.
And like you said, somebody will come along and sue you, and now you shut down and you completely done.
Right. Because we live in a sue hungry country. So
Yes.
everybody has a way to get money. So why not do it in the right way where you'll be covered and nobody can take whatever you own?
So what services do you offer? Is it do you create it in a package? Or do you just start their entire bundle? They come to you. How does it work?
I create a package now for it. Just for the LLC and the EIN, it's only $250. And then like for the whole package, if you want the trademark, you want the branding, you want the website, if you want the LLC, the EIN, if you want to be listed on Google through different type of search engines, I charge like $17.99. Which my price is reasonable because the trademark is the highest thing. But my price is reasonable because I checked around and most people charge like $5,000 to do everything that I'm doing.
Okay.
So what I do is I don't look to beat folks across the head because I want them to stay motivated to doing what they need to do to stay in business. So the price, I don't really want to beat them across the head with the price. So that's why I let them make, payments on their stuff until we get everything together.
Okay, I was going to ask you, do you offer a payment plan? Do I got to come to you straight with this 1,700? Because starting a new business, most of us don't have $1,700 just sitting around,
Right.
ready to give to someone.
Right. So yeah, we do payment plans. You pay an installment of $250, and then we work out the rest along the way.
Okay. Any question? You got a question, Tawanda?
No.
Okay. So my next question is, that's where you started. So what prompted you to become a serial entrepreneur? Did you like get a little taste of it and was like, I like this. This kind of feels good.
Well, I like the freedom. And then of course, you need money to survive. So I was like, you know what? If I can create other things to be able to put other people in position to either make money, to be an employee, or I can actually help them get to where they need to get to. So I was like, well, let me just create different businesses and let people feel like people want to go into the trucking industry. So I created the trucking industry, the trucking business, the courier business. So it'll show people what they need to do. So I'm like, you come and work for me for 2 years. We train you up, teach you how to do this, and then we push you out to start your own business.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. The other end, where global management, like I'm gonna teach you how to do the legit stuff for your business, so you don't have to come back to me every time. So you'll know how to do this. So when you step out on your own, you branch out, then you know how to do it and how to go by it.
And then you can teach other people.
Right.
I like the fact that you're not afraid to share your knowledge. So often, so many people are afraid to share their knowledge and give other people the information because they fear that they're going to go off and elevate, you know what I mean? And supersede them instead of, feeding and planting the seed into someone and then watching it grow. Because what you feed into other people, naturally, you're going to increase yourself. You know what I mean?
Right. And that's what people are so afraid of. And I'm not afraid of that because the thing about it is I don't want to see nobody to fail. I want to see everybody make it. I want to see everybody be successful in their business. So I extend my services to people, and it's how you take it. If you really got it inside you to do it, then I don't mind working with you. But I'm not gonna work with somebody that don't have the desire to really do it. They just want to do something as a hustle, to make extra money. When you being an entrepreneur, it's not a hustle. This is your baby. Your baby is not a hustle. This is your baby. You got to nurture this baby. You got to feed this baby. You got to change his diaper. It's gonna fall sometime, but you got to know how to get that baby back up so he can get on their feet. So you got to know how to do these type of things. So that's why I don't look at it as a hustle. I look at it as, this is my child.
So all of your businesses are all of your companies. I don't want to say business. All of your companies are extremely different. Like, you know what I mean? You have your nonprofit, and then you have the logistics, and then you have logistics and trucking, and then you have the business management, company. Um, Tell me how you came up with them. Like, how did you go from trucking to nonprofit?
Because the nonprofit thing is basically it was to help the community because when I was younger, I was hard headed and being stubborn with my parents, and I ended up staying in the shed outside in the backyard. So I'm like, okay, if I did this, what could I do to help people, dream? What could I do to help people get motivated about life? So I started a nonprofit off of that, off of knowing that, at any given time, everything could be wiped away. With the kids, I started with the kids because I want them to dream again, because we losing too many kids to the streets. We losing too many kids to violence. Like, I came up in the streets and stuff like that. So why not give them something they can look forward to when they graduate high school, or what I in the street, when they can be like, you know what, it is a better way for me to go. I can be a boss. I can be an entrepreneur. I can be a CEO of a Fortune 500 company. They need to dream again. So that's what made me start it, because I didn't have that when I was little. But it was like, God was like, this is what I'm putting in you for to teach the kids, to teach the younger kids. Because my thing is, I love the youth. So I love giving back to them. I go to different schools and speak. And I don't charge the school nothing to come and speak, because I feel like God gave me a gift to do that. And he put me in a position to do it. So why charge them to do it?
So the kids that are in your, is that the United Global Care?
No, United Global Care started. I just love helping people. It was a community thing. I just love helping people. United Global Care started off of I'm sorry, World Global Management. Um,
Okay.
it started off of there because when the disaster hit in Bahamas, I was like, look, we got to do something. So it was me and a couple of ladies, and I was like, look, we got to do something for Bahamas. We got to do something. I mean, they're suffering right now. Like, we need to do something. So that started from there, of me wanting to help people, just period. So we did a partnership with Atlanta Children's Shelter, this to do clothing and food for them. We signed stuff over to Bahamas, but that's where it started from. Like, I don't like to see people hurting, and Bahamas was hurting at the time. It was real bad. So we shipped out water and clothes. We partnered with New Birth to ship some stuff out over there too.
So what's the name of the nonprofit?
United Global Care.
United. That's the name of the nonprofit for the
Yeah.
child, for the young boys.
Oh no, for the children is CEO Youth Program.
CEO Youth Program. Okay. So with CEO Youth Program, how do you recruit the youth to be a part of the program?
Actually, I recruited the youth off of Facebook. Going to the different schools, speaking. At the time when I had like a little blonde beard. So it kind of caught their attention because they feel like, he's a part of us. He's not around here wearing suit and ties every day. He's a part of us. So I recruited them from that. And then I started off with like 5 kids. Now we up to like 30 some kids. So it's been a great success.
Do you have a mentor program associated with the organization?
Yes, I do.
So how can someone, if someone wants to be a mentor, how can they sign up? How can they get connected to
They call once the economy open back up, they'll call me and we can get them brought to the class so they can see how we do things, and we go from there.
Okay. So what has been the hardest part about being in the logistics field as a minority?
Whew. A lot of companies try to undercut you as a minority because they feel like you don't really know what you're doing, and they think that you really dumb to the fact of how much money you can really make. But when you really know what you're doing and what you have going on, you can make pretty good money. My first 3 months into logistics, I did like $60,000 my first 3 months, and I was just a newbie. So being able to know the logistics of it, being able to know every detail of it, being able to know the type of money that's in it, You got to be able to know that, because people will undercut you as a minority. They definitely will undercut you.
So what tips would you give someone who's interested in entering the business so that they're not getting undercut and they're not, getting the short end of the stick? Things that you've learned along your journey.
You got to know your math, research. Make sure you call different companies and see how much they would charge to do whatever it is that you're trying to do, and go from there. Like, you really have to do your research and know your math on it.
So because I don't know anything about the logistics company, so I find this kind of me. I might go buy me a truck and start delivering some stuff. How does that process work? Like, so do you charge by the mile? Do you charge by the load?
It all depends on what you want to do. Like, if it's a short distance, I would charge by the load. But if it's a long distance, I would charge by the mile. And you got to know, you got to know the math of vans, trucks, straight trucks, and 18-wheelers. You got to know the math of how much they're making per mile. And if you don't know that, you can definitely get shorthanded. Like, if you in an 18-wheeler and you tell them you're gonna charge them $1.50 a mile, you just lost out a whole lot of money, because you didn't even pay for your gas.
Mm-hmm. So are you local, or are you regional, local, nationwide?
Right now we're local. I try to keep people local, because I feel like people have families, so it's best to keep them local so they can time with their family. I don't like putting people on the road like that, because I did it for a while, and I don't like putting people on the road like that. So we do local, but we do long distance if necessary.
Okay. So of all of your businesses, which one is your baby? Like, which one is like that one?
Word Global Management is, because I love helping people get to that next level in their business. I love the outcome of people actually getting that paperwork and actually being a business. I love to see people's faces when they feel like they have really accomplished something. So that would be my.
Yeah, that's your baby. I can tell because you got all emotional. Your shoulders kind of swelled up a little bit.
Yeah, that's my baby. That is my baby.
That's good. But helping people is a good thing. Like, if you're a helper, if you're naturally a giver of other people, and it's just a feeling, you know what I mean? Like, it's such
Right.
so satisfying when you get to help other people reach their goals and attain something that they're, you know what I'm saying, trying to get.
Right.
I can relate because I love helping people. And a lot of the stuff that I do doesn't generate income yet, because I don't know. I want to get the money, but I want to help you too. I don't want you to not get the help because you don't have the money.
Only thing about it is, when it comes down to stuff like that, like, I will help you to a certain extent, but if you really want it, you have to. It's like anything. Like, you can't go and get a car. Somebody's not gonna just give you a car without you paying the car note or putting gas in that car or none of that. So you have to pay for that gas to keep that car rolling, right?
Right.
In order for me to keep you rolling, you're gonna have to pay. You don't have to pay a lot, but you have to pay a little something, not a lot. Like, what I tell people, we can do consultation. I can give you this, I give you that, but let me see how serious you are. Let me see if you're gonna put gas in this car or you're gonna ride on empty.
If you're gonna invest in yourself, it's all about investing in yourself. Because so many times I give people advice. They ask for business advice, and I give them advice, and then a month later they come back and ask the same question. Right. I said, what did you do with the last information that I gave? Did you do anything with that? I'm still waiting to see some action from the last 25 minutes that I talked to you.
Right.
About what needs to be done and what needs to be filed and how to file it. And you can't keep coming over here asking me all these questions. So I feel you. I understand it. It is definitely about, someone wanting or making sure that they desire it. You know what I mean? That they are truly serious and invested in themselves, because information is valuable. You know what I mean? It's okay to give, but it is definitely, knowledge is, people who have attained that knowledge is for a purpose. They went through it. What are you willing to pay me for my knowledge? Right. So I understand that flip side of, of the coin as well. It does get a little touchy, but I get it.
It does.
It does. It does. Question, Tawanda? Do we have any questions on the board?
With none on the board yet, But with World Management Group, do you source out like for your branding when you're helping with branding and different things like that? Do you hire other
Yeah.
companies or?
Yeah, I source out. I have people that that actually does it, and they're doing it on a entrepreneur level. So I love to give other entrepreneurs work. So I source it out to them so they can get their work too.
So you have partnerships. Do you use the same businesses, or you give different companies a different opportunity? So you use this marketing company this month, a different one next month, or you keep the same?
No, it's like a rotation thing. It's like a rotation thing. When people come in, I just rotate them out. Just rotate them out, like so everybody can get their equal customers. So I just rotate them out.
Well, that's good, because a lot of people tend to keep the same person. You know what I mean? It's like, I use this business for branding. I use this business for marketing. I use this person for my t-shirts. I use, and then it's like they may have good work, but if you have that platform, you want to be able to kind of share and allow other business to, connect with you and create partnerships.
Right.
So I'm looking over my checklist of questions. I didn't major in journalism, so I gotta read over this chicken scratch that I wrote. So one of my questions that I did have is, along this journey, along the entrepreneurial journey that we all take, we all have losses. Everybody wants to win, but we have those losses, and some of ours are great and some of ours are small. What has been your greatest loss and your greatest gain?
My greatest loss, it was a contract that I just really didn't agree with. So it was great on my end because I didn't want to do it no more. But it hurt the pocket, but I didn't want to do it no more. So it was like $125,000, and it was like all money is not good money. So I just had to let that go. My greatest accomplishment is I did a contract, 2 contracts that equaled up to 1.1 million. So I was that one that 125 didn't matter when I got the 2. So yeah, that was the greatest thing. Because when I first made it, JB Hunt had offered me a contract for like 1.5 million, but by me not being business minded, it cost me at the end. So I lost my first contract at 1.5 million.
So your first contract was for 1.5 million.
Right.
And not having that business knowledge that you say that you've learned over the years, knowing how to negotiate your contract, cost you the contract in the end.
Cost me the contract.
I know that had to hurt.
It hurt bad. I was excited. I was only 20 some years old at the time. I told my dad was happy for me, and it was just like I lost it. I didn't do what it took to keep it. So, you win some, you lose some, but it's all on you if you're gonna keep going. Because I could have quit it. I could have just stopped business. I didn't have to do business no more because that could have deterred me away from business. But at the end of the day, you got to think about, okay, I might lost that 1.5, but how much more can I gain over the years? So, and by me not giving up, I have gained a whole lot.
So how long have you been in business with the Courier company?
10 years.
10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And the other 2?
World Global Management only been in business 2 years. United Gold Care 2 years, and CEO Youth Program has only been a year.
Cool.
Do you have any?
Go ahead, Tawanda.
Do you have any tips on any that you can give to anyone wanting to start a logistics, a Courier?
Go for it. I mean, that's the biggest tip that I could give someone, to just go for it. Like, don't be afraid. Like, don't be afraid. When I went for it, I quit my job. I just had faith. Now, I'm not telling everybody to quit their job. If you really want to do it, try to get with some of the small companies. that might do on-call courier service where you can do it out your car and stuff like that, you know, and it's up to you when you work, it's up to you when you off, it's up to you how much money you make. So I would suggest them to do that first so they can get a feel of the courier business before they jump out into it full-fledged.
So having done this for 10 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is your ultimate goal for your company? Like, where do you see this going? Where do you want this to end at? Do you want to, like, where are you trying to attain?
My thing is, what I'm trying to do is create generational wealth for my kids. I'm trying to be like Sam Walmart. I'm trying to be like Chick-fil-A. I'm trying to leave something to my kids that it can spread out over different generations to come. When they have kids, it can go to them. When the kids have kids, it can go to them. So I'm just trying to create generational wealth. So my kids.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's it.
Oh, I had a question when you was talking earlier, and I was like, "Yeah, that's a good one." Now I should have wrote it down because I can't remember what my question was. Oh man. What? Any questions on the board, Tawanda?
No questions on the board.
On the board. What did I have to ask you? Oh my goodness. My brain is everywhere today, but where it's supposed to be. What is going on? Somebody been channeling their negative energy and sprinkling it over my. Somebody got a what's them dolls called that you stick the pins in?
The voodoo dolls.
Yes, somebody got a Josie voodoo doll. They done put tape over my lips or something. Oh my goodness. I'll come back to it. We gonna
So with the courier service, do you do okay? So like, let's say I have a small business and I want to deliver something somewhere. Do you deliver to like someone from Gwinnett to DeKalb or something like that?
Oh yeah, we do that. We go to Savannah. We pick stuff up from Savannah, bring it back to Georgia, bring it back to wherever you need to bring to. Like we come to your house. If you got a package you want to ship to somebody else's house, we'll come and pick it up. Yes, we do that.
I remember my question. How many trucks do you have in your fleet?
I have 8.
That's a good size.
Yes.
Most of the times I like to do independent contractors, the ones that already have trucks and vans. Is because, you know, they getting their feet wet too, and they learning the business while they doing it.
So you have contractors that deliver for you?
Yeah.
And then they're paid, I guess, a portion of the contract?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you have your regular employees who drive for you consistently.
Right.
Okay. So your courier service, you only have vans or you have trucks? Do you have
vans and
wheelers?
I don't do 18-wheelers. I just can't do 18-wheelers. It costs too much money to do 18-wheelers.
So you only do vans. You only have vans?
Vans and box trucks.
Vans and box trucks. Are any of your units refrigerated?
No, we don't do refrigerated units because we do dry ice on the van. So like when we deliver, because we have contracts where we deliver food to different companies like Old Charlie's, Olive Garden, Longhorn, Captain D's, we put dry ice on it. We don't have a refrigerator because if refrigerator tear up, it costs so much money to get them fixed.
Got it. Okay. So my last question that I have for you is, what's next for Brian Clark? What can we expect to come? What can we expect new to come from you?
Whew. I'm trying to work on a TV show.
No, I am. So you can't say I'm trying. I am. You gotta speak that thing.
You ain't got everything going right now.
It don't matter. You say I am working on a TV show, not I'm trying.
I'm working on a TV show. It's gonna be about entrepreneurs. I think a lot of us small entrepreneurs get looked over, and I feel like that we should be able to branch out and grow off of a platform because we tend to get stuck in the little city that we're from, as an entrepreneur and not thinking outside of the box. So I thought outside of the box. I'm the type of person that I take risks. So whatever I can get my hands into, I try to get my hands into and see where it goes from there. But I am working on a TV show.
What's the name of the show? Do you have a name for it?
No, I haven't got a name for it yet. But it's gonna be something dealing with Black entrepreneurs.
Okay. So the people want to reach you, contact you for your many businesses that you have. Where can they find you? What's your number? Are you on social media? What's your website?
I'm on social media, Brian Clark, on Facebook, Instagram at the CEO _ Brian Clark. You can call my office at 404-795-5062. Or you can call my personal office at 770-731-0729. So there's multiple ways you can reach me. Or you can email me at brianclark@wgm-group.com.
Do you have a website for the on-demand courier and logistics?
It's odcl.com.
Got it. Now, does ODCL have its own IG, or everything is listed underneath your personal?
It has its own IG, ODCL. I haven't really been posting on there like that because I've been so busy trying to do World Global Management and get that taken care of. And I'm holding like online classes for people that want to be entrepreneurs now. So I'm doing an online first class entrepreneur class, teaching people how to become entrepreneurs, how to do it in the right way and stuff like that.
So I can imagine that business has probably picked up now for you with the whole COVID-19, or it's stunted your growth a little bit.
It's stunning my growth a little bit because we service the government. So since the government is not in their office right now, we're not able to do anything for the government, and that's who pays us the most is the government.
Got it. Okay.
So COVID-19 put a dent in the pockets.
Hurt you up a little bit.
Yeah, it did. It roughed me up bad.
So I have a question. Well, I do have a question. With the courier service, how does one acquire contracts? Like, how do you know how to find someone who needs your service? Is there a website that you go to? Is it like, how do you find your clients?
I'm gonna be straight up honest with y'all. Y'all might think I'm crazy. How I find my first contract is off of Craigslist. My first contract came off of Craigslist. And folks think I'm crazy when I tell them this, but my first contract off of Craigslist was for $175,000.
On Craigslist?
Off of Craigslist.
Wow.
I need to get on Craigslist and start delivering.
We sleep on Craigslist. We sleep on Craigslist, but that's where my first contract came from, is off of Craigslist. And it was with a company called 3PD. And now they gone out of business. They just XPO Logistics bought them out. So they went out of business. But yeah, that's what my first contract for $175,000.
So do you still go to Craigslist, or have you moved on from there?
I'm always on Craigslist. That's where you start. When you started from, you need to keep on looking, because that's where I started from. I started from Craigslist.
And is that the only place that you use to acquire, or is it word of mouth? Is it referrals?
Well, also when I'm out and about and I'm doing stuff out and about and I see warehouses and I see independent contractors at these warehouses and stuff like that, I go into the warehouse and talk to people. I do a lot of networking. I go to big networking events downtown Atlanta and network with a lot of people that that need courier service. So I do a lot of networking, a lot of it. That's the only way you're gonna grow your business, if you network. You just can't sit at home behind a computer, and
right.
You got to get out. You got to get out and talk to people face to face.
You got to get out.
Exactly.
Because when people, they're not really buying into your company, they buy you because of your characteristics, of your humanity, how you act. That's what they're looking at. Like, okay, I like the way this person move. I like the way this person talk. I want to invest into this person. So that's what they're going to do. They're going to invest into you. And, you know, you never know what that investment might be. You know, I had a U.S. representative from Washington, D.C. call me. It was like, Brian Clark, we want to fly you out to Miami to do business with you. So it's like I tell everybody, you have to keep your face clean. You have to keep your face clean, because if you don't, then, you know, people not going to really deal with you. People really not going to deal with you. You know, you got to be able to keep yourself in a manner. Well, I'm not saying you got to change yourself, but sometimes you have to change the way you move, the way you act, the way you talk. But you got to know the situation that you're in. Like if I'm in a situation where like I met with the president of Coca-Cola, Telemundo. It was some more companies. So I got to know how to carry myself around them, because if I want to gain their business, and if I want to become successful and be a part of what they got going on, like they multimillionaires. So like I need to be a part of that. So I'm gonna carry myself in a different way. I'm not gonna carry myself like I'm around my family and stuff like that, because that's not gonna catch their attention. They're gonna be like, oh, okay, he just ratchet, you know, he just crazy. You know, we're not gonna deal with someone like that. We want somebody that's gonna be able to handle business.
You have to maintain, you have to be of good character.
You have to.
It's one of those things that either you are or you aren't. You know what I mean? Either
Right.
you are a stand-up person or you aren't. And
Or you're
people
not.
can feel it, people can tell, it takes about 10 seconds for somebody to be like,
Right.
you ain't right. Like something ain't right about you. I just don't get that feeling. If you're a genuine person, you feel it. And in a business, when you're networking, they can tell when you're being fake. They can tell
Right.
when you're not being sincere. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And networking is a big part of growing your business, not only for direct business, but some of the people that I've met in networking, I never got any business from them, but they'll remember me and refer me to someone else, you know what I mean, who may need my service, or they may think of me.
Right.
I used to scroll through Eventbrite, and every like I had like a schedule, like every Monday, Tuesday, every Tuesday, Thursday, and I would
Right.
scroll through all the free events that Eventbrite would have, networking events, had absolutely nothing to do with cakes, and I would just go and meet people. I done been to real estate seminars. I don't sell no real estate. I don't.
But see,
I mean, I done been to, and I would just sit and talk and meet people, because people always celebrate.
right.
And that's me. So I'm there for your celebration.
Right.
I'm there for your high moments, for, you know what I mean? They
Right.
have these corporate offices, and everybody, they always have office parties, and they would always have cake. And that's where I was like, that's my niche. You know what I
Right.
mean? Go in the room and make yourself memorable. But I would spend all day, like 2 days a week, just going from event to event to event to event to event, get dressed up, suited and booted, baby, in there talking about stuff I have no idea.
But see,
None.
that's why I posted on my page the other day. Like you gotta know how to play on different playing fields. I done been like you, I've been to several events that had nothing to do with Courier service, or it had nothing to do with World Global Management. But I got in there, and the more people seeing my face, they was like, oh, he must be serious about what he do. So let's see what he's talking about. And that's what will open up the ways, because like your network is your net worth. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when they seen my face in different places they thought they would never probably see my face in, balls and all this and that, because I paid the money to get into these rooms with these millionaires and stuff like that. And when they seen me, they was like, oh, okay, so he about his business. Because once they start seeing you everywhere and noticing your face, they're gonna start wondering, like, okay, what he really got going on, because he's in all these events, he's at everywhere we go. What do he really have going on? So that's why I tell people, you have to get out of network. You have to.
You're right. You definitely have to. Anything you want to add, Tawanda, with the
I
tea?
do have something. So for World Global, do you assist entrepreneurs with getting government contracts?
Yes. Actually, we just about to get ready to start that. I have I met with a lady, and I met with the U.S. representative that's gonna help me grab government contracts for people and state contracts for people.
Was that a hard process?
Ooh, yeah, that's definitely a hard process. That's definitely hard because they don't want you to have nothing on your background, nothing at all. They want you to be squeaky clean.
Mhm.
To get to get the government contract,
Yeah, you got to be squeaky clean.
your personal record has to be squeaky clean.
Yes, yes, yes. Because the thing about it is, these when you go into these federal buildings, like they want to know who's coming into their building. So if you got a record, they're not going to let you come into their building and do any service in their building like that.
Got it.
Because some
That's a good thing to know.
the U.S. Marshal, they sometimes they do a background check right then and there.
Wow.
Yeah, you gotta be squeaky clean.
You gotta be on the up and up and stay on the up and up. Like you can't
Right.
just be clean. You can't be clean right now, and then 6 months you start wilding out.
Right.
You gotta
Right.
stay on top of things.
Right.
Man, that's good that you help people get the contracts, because that's a hard thing, you know what I mean, to do. It can be tedious, and if you don't know where to start, then you'll be completely oblivious to the whole process and the whole procedure. So being able to have someone as a liaison and someone as a reference point, I'm sure your clients appreciate that a lot, because once you get in with the government, you in.
You in.
It's like once I get the first one, it's not hard to get the second and the third and the seventh and the
Right.
eighth.
Right. But see, the thing about it is the government, they have so much money to give away to entrepreneurs. I went to an event in Douglasville, and this lady, she was a caterer, and she did her package or whatever with them, and they paid her like $400 some thousand to come and cater in Disney World to one of the events. So like it's money out there for people. I mean, you just gotta be willing to go get it.
And
Like I probably felt like she couldn't do the job because $400,000 is a lot of money. And that's probably a lot of people you gotta cover. But she sucked it up and got it done.
And that's what you gotta do. You know what I mean? If somebody come to you and they have something that they need you to do, a project, you know what I mean? Yes, and figure it out later.
Right.
Yes.
That's it.
I'll figure it out along the way. I'm gonna do something, but yes, I sure can.
And that's a lot of people, even though sometimes if you get something small, don't turn it down, because you want to build that resume for your company. You want to build that resume for your company because people look at, okay, who you did business with. Who could you refer me to that you done did business with? I have a long list: JB Hunt, Walmart, Office Depot, Home Depot, Lowe's, Best Buy. Like I have a long list of people I done did service for. So that makes my resume for my business look good. And people look at your resume for your business.
Yes, people want to know your reputation.
Right. Right.
They want to know, can they trust you? That's the hardest part of being a small business, is because you don't have that big name for people to stand on, to reference your reputation that you've already created. So now it's like, I got this small business and this is a major event or a major, contract or a major job for me. I have to know that, can I trust them to get the job done?
Right. Right. And a lot of times a lot of people feel like, oh, I shouldn't have to sell myself. Sometimes you have to sell yourself. You have to sell yourself to people because you're trying to gain contracts. You're trying to gain work. Like, you're not selling yourself as like you selling yourself as a prostitute, but you're selling your company. You got to sell. You got to be able to tell people about your company. And I don't care if you tell them a little part of your personal life. Like, people want to hear about you. They want to hear about where did your company come from? Was it birthed from? How did you come up with this? A lot of people like to hear your testimony of your business, and that testimony helps you go a long way.
It does. Indeed, it does. Because it makes you normal.
Right.
And it makes you relatable.
Right. Because when people didn't know my testimony, they felt like I was stuck up, I was snooty and all this. And then I'm like, nah, I'm definitely not that. I'm down to earth. So I'm definitely not stuck up.
You can't be stuck up. You from Griffin.
Hey, I'm not stuck up at all.
Ain't nothing stuck up about Griffin.
Nothing. I'm not stuck up at all. And people be like, they afraid to talk to me because they feel like, oh, I'm on this high pedestal. Like, I'm not on no pedestal. You know, I'm still a regular person. I just choose to take another path in life. That's it. Like, I'm still normal. You still can talk to me. You still come to have conversation with me. I'm not gonna turn you down. I'm not gonna turn my nose up at you. I'm gonna talk to you like we just best friends.
But you still have to have a standard.
I do have a standard. Like I'm not gonna I'm not gonna come and just hang out at your house. I'm not gonna do all that. No, I'm not gonna do that.
Right.
But
People don't want you to have a standard. They want your standard to be what they impose and not your standard. And then that's when they place you in that box of being stuck up or, bougie. But it's like, no, I function at a standard. I function at a level. And this is
right.
the level that's comfortable for me and that fits what I'm doing and where I'm trying to go.
Yeah, you definitely set a standard. You set a standard because you know the goals you're trying to reach and you know where you're going in life. So you definitely set a standard. You definitely do that. Because I got a goal.
I'm sorry.
Because I have a goal I'm trying to reach.
That part. That part. And I can't get there trying to act a fool every time I'm out somewhere.
Right.
Well, I definitely have enjoyed you and enjoyed your conversation. I've learned a lot about logistics that I didn't know. I might go start me a logistics. We start us a logistics company. I can deliver out my car. I'm about to go deliver some ibuprofen right now. I'm gonna call somebody and see. You want me? You want me to go pick up your medication from Walgreens and
Hey,
CVS? Look here.
It's easy to do. And people don't
I'm
understand.
trying to get it. I'm telling you, I'm about to go buy me a little van. Y'all think I'm joking. I'm so serious. I'm about to start being legit. I done learned some stuff. I'm gonna call them. I'm gonna be texting you. Like, so this what they said. Is this a good price or not? So, but yes, I have thoroughly enjoyed interviewing you. I appreciate you taking the time to chat with us on this evening and just inform us about your business and your journey. And we have enjoyed spotlighting you, share with your friends and your family, and just bring awareness to your walk, your process, your journey as a businessman and as a Black man, because that in itself is a difficult task, as we know recently, to just function in.
Right.
So to be that man in business, amongst, I don't want to say a not career path, but amongst a dynamic that is majority, white males. I
Right.
can only imagine, all the adversity that you have to deal with on a daily basis. So I definitely commend you, hand clap, for sticking it out and staying the course.
Yeah, because it's been a long journey. Thank you so much, because it's been a long journey.
And you have many, many, many years to go. Your goals will be attained. You seem to have just a good spirit about yourself. Just seem to be a very genuine and sincere person. And blessings upon blessings upon blessings will accompany you. So
Yeah, thank you so much. I am a genuine person. It's easy to talk to me. I just take every day and strive for the best, because at the age of 28, I like to die. So, I take every day and strive for the best, because in life you have your ups and downs. You lose people along the way, but you got to keep focused and keep steady and keep going.
that's all I have. Anything you have, Tawanda?
That's all.
As you see, Tawanda with the T don't talk much.
I see.
She's not much of a talker.
She's been quiet the whole time.
No, I just have my certain questions that I'll think of as we go.
Got you.
And then I'm also trying to make sure everybody else, we're going through questions online or if anybody's saying anything. So
Got you.
And I be talking all the time. So.
But see, if we both talked all the time, then it'll be clashing.
Right.
It would.
Word is good.
That. We a good balance. We a good mix.
Got you.
Yeah.
So again, thank you. I appreciate you taking the time, and Other than that, we are out.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank y'all for having me.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.